Don't know me, I'm Deputy Chief Jeff Cotner, that's Jeff, and last name is Cotner, C-O-T-N-E-R. I'm the Division Commander of Training Division. So, you know, a lot of the comments and remarks that I have today will certainly touch on recruiting, the number of applicants that we have received since our tragic event, and then I can talk a little bit about training. So that's the areas in which I want to concentrate on today. First thing I do want to say is many thanks. I might even actually get a little choked up, but many thanks to the Dallas community for their continued support of the Dallas Police Department. So without them, we'd be a crippled agency. There's no doubt about it. The other thing is, please keep San Diego police officers families in your thoughts and prayers, and certainly the San Diego Police Department in the San Diego community as well. So I'll just jump right into it. I'm not going to have really many prepared remarks, and then I'll let you guys just ask it all the questions you want to ask in those areas that I specified earlier. What occurred to us is an unprecedented, horrific tragedy. From that, Dallas was put on a national stage, and that national stage allowed those that are not in the Dallas area to see Dallas and the Dallas community, see our leadership, our elected and public officials, see our Chief David Brown, and see the professionalism and the integrity of the Dallas Police Department. From that, those out there that are looking for a job in law enforcement said, that's where I want to be. I want to be in a community that supports me. I want to be in a police department that has professionalism and integrity. And from that, we saw quite an uptick in applications. So from that, I'll take some questions. Let's talk to you on the phone. You're not going to be here.
No, I'm here. So the news release stated that you guys don't have much information on demographics, but I'm curious.
The news release?
There's something that was sent out in an email, but I'm curious, could you talk a little bit about where these applications are coming from? Are they coming all over the country, or is it just a concentrated area that we're getting these applicants from?
You know, down the road, we're going to be able to give you some of the metrics associated with this pool of applicants that we've received over the last 3 weeks. Right now, we're just not prepared to do that. You know, the first step in an application process is to make an application through our civil service. From that, then those applications are forwarded to our personnel division. And then that process there is that you go through an on-site, you're tested, there's some testing that goes along, physical fitness and psychological testing. Then you go into the background process. Once you're vetted through the background process, you're hired. So we're talking about a 3 or 4 month period, and we'll be able, down the road, we'll be able to help you answer those questions.
You talked about people seeing what
Hannah.
Dallas is.
I'm sorry?
You talked about people seeing what Dallas is.
Yeah, they saw our brand, you bet. I mean, Dallas, the hashtag Dallas Strong means something, Hannah, and that's what everybody saw.
Can you expand on that? What is Dallas Strong? What is Dallas?
Can-do city, a city that picks itself up and moves forward, and that's who we are in this town.
When Chief Brown made the call for people to join, did you expect this type of boost in applications?
Yeah, we did not. I mean, it's again, it's another unprecedented outcome from a tragic incident. We did not forecast this at all, but we're exceedingly pleased. We're glad that folks see who we are, and they're wanting to be part of who we are.
I remember the chief mentioned, part of that is that in that challenge to people is that, you know, come join the police force. We'll put you in your own neighborhood. Do you still think like something like is something like that actually possible? Well, you know, to kind of take Hannah's question and your question, you know, being a public servant, that's what's drawing you to this. When I speak to the recruits right before they graduate, kind of the last week, they have 4 hours with their chief. I don't know if it's involuntary, so they have to spend time with me. But you know, we talk about, why did you come here? And so, you know, let's just say you've got 30 recruits in a room, and when you're talking to those 30 recruits, you can say, what did you write on your application statement?
okay? And then we have a little narrative that you write. And it basically says, why do you want to become a police officer? And I could ask those police officers in this room why they want to become a police officer. And it's the same reason. I want to help people. I want to serve. I want to right wrongs. I want to help people that can't help themselves. Okay? And so that's who we are. Some of our fallen were helping individuals right there in the CBD shortly before their lives were taken. And that's just a tribute to them, an example of who Dallas police officers are every day.
Now, all this comes at a time when in other major and large cities, the police departments there across the country are having a hard time getting recruits. I mean, so Dallas PD is bucking a national trend. What does that say about the department? What does that say about the city?
And Jay, that's everything. It does speak to our community. It speaks to our way of doing things and our professionalism and our integrity. Dallas is already a leader across the nation. We're seen as being a progressive law enforcement agency, and it just epitomizes that.
Is this a job for everybody?
Anna, once we whittle through this, and I think you guys saw the press release, and Jeff, I'll come back to you in just a second, that you get 400 and some odd applicants, right? And I think that last night, Secretary Clinton, or Democratic nominee, presidential nominee Clinton, gave us a shout out. And she said 500. And of that number, once that number gets whittled down just through civil service, whether or not they meet their qualifications, once you get inside the door, next door here in personnel, we only yield or net about 15%. So, you can do the simple math there, and so that's 45, 50 people or a little less, depending on the pool that once they get in the door. So that's what we're kind of looking at 3 to 4 months down the road, and we'll know that. Jeff, your question?
What can be said about tonight's rally?
I don't know that much about tonight's rally. I know that the Dallas Police Department is still committed to, we live in a democracy, we have a role in democracy, we support the First Amendment. Our job is to protect the citizens while they exercise that privilege, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
There is some talk about recruits, you haven't had any recruits that have backed down from the commitment to go through the academy since the July 7th attack. Could you talk a little bit about what their perspective has been like? Has it strengthened their resolve at all and wanting to be police officers? What's their reaction?
That's a great story, and some affiliates have come out and told that story, and I encourage you guys, if you wish to do that, then I'll make recruits available to you to do that. I was concerned about my recruits, and I thought a lot about that. Monday morning, I spent a lot of time with them. That's following the shooting. Spent a lot of time with them. I'm real proud of them. They had an opportunity to grieve and mourn with us, and they've also had an opportunity to heal. And I'm very proud that they're still here with us, and we didn't lose anybody.
What can be said about any training maybe that's changed over the last few weeks?
So, what we're doing, Jeff, we are looking at our training. Certainly, when I speak about the officers need to be protected so they can protect others. And that's kind of what's our guiding principle. So we're looking to make sure that our officers have the equipment and the training they need to protect themselves while we protect others.
What are you telling officers about the rally tonight?
I'm not involved with the rally tonight, sir.
You were saying that the officers needed time to heal. Has there been enough time for that?
No, we're still healing. You can probably tell I tremble every now and then, and so it's tough. We're still on a path towards healing, but we have a tremendous amount of support from our community. When other officers are lost throughout this nation, it's a gut check, and it sets you back a little bit. So if you want to measure it the way sometimes I talk to my son, you took 5 steps forward today, son, and 2 back. Well, one of those things. So it's kind of like that.
Anything you tell the community,
Jeff.
still wants to help, lend support, what they can do now? I know we saw a huge, presence outside the police station, but what now?
Well, I don't have the information in front of me, so it's not real fresh, Jeff, but that information is still available on the websites and such, and how they can reach out and help us. There are continuing efforts in the community to continue to help us, and I'm going to ask everyone, help all law enforcement in this community. They were tremendous partners for us. Anything that we asked for, our brothers and sisters here, state, local, federal, helped us out. I can't believe, I couldn't even begin to tell you just the amount of support we got, and everything we asked for, they gave us. If you asked for 10, you got 40. Sir, you had a question.
How have your officers responded to the surge in applications? Has it boosted morale?
Absolutely. I think that it's our brand, and they're proud of their department, and then we're proud that somebody wants to come and be part of who we are.
Before y'all have...
Just a couple more questions, please. Yes, sir.
If
people.
I'm sorry?
In the total year so far, you had like around 50 officers that were resigning. What, has the number dropped? Is there?
You know, I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about the attrition, so it would be unfair for me to talk about the attrition. One more question, please.
You said it was like 3 to 4 months from application to they're on the street, or?
Oh, no, here, let me kind of go through that for you. So let's say that that's on-site that they're talking about that's scheduled for, what's it, the 18th and 21st of August. Okay, so you can take that weekend, add 3 to 4 months, and that is when somebody's gone through the entire process, the background process, and potentially could be hired as a Dallas police officer. And then once they're hired, you know, we'll have them with us, and then we'll start an academy class, okay? They're in the academy class for, and we're looking at that process right now, but what the system we have in place today is 36 weeks. Then when they graduate, they're in field training for another 24 weeks. So it's a lengthy process, but we put out good police officers.
So basically, the officers responding to the chief's call, we're at least a year away from.
Well, but you're hired in 3 months, and you're paid, so you draw a salary. Once we hire you, generally what we do is what we call pre-hire, and once we hire you, then you're drawing that paycheck, and then all the way through the academy.